watched my previous videos, you would have seen that I sold a Vauxhall Mocha 2014 automatic diesel, and I've got this car in part exchange, which is interesting, and I think it's one of the best part exchanges I've ever had, and it may be one of the best part exchanges that I'll ever get. So let's get into it. So this is what I've taken as part exchange against a Vauxhall Mocha. So it's a 2011 1.6 petrol Vauxhall Astra Elite. There's a couple of reasons why I took this in part exchange, and why I'm saying it's probably the best part exchange I'll ever get. But we'll go through that later on in the video. So, but let's just start off with the bodywork and just let's go around the car. It's got a little ding there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you got a little ding there. Probably be able to touch up. On the front driver's side wing, alloy wheel on the driver's side will just need a good clean. Let's have a look at the tyre tread, literally just about on the wear marker, so we will have to get that changed. What is it? It's a Vitara. Never heard of a Vitara before. Going over to the front parking sensors, being elite spec, I think this is quite a good spec. Probably I think it's a top spec for the Astras. Got a few light scuffs and nothing you wouldn't expect from a car of this age and mileage. Going over to this side, we've got a matching Vitara. There's a tread on this one. There's a tread indicator on this. Slightly bit more of a tread on that one. That should be okay. We'll have to get the MOT on this one runs out in a couple of days' time, so we'll have to get the MOT and see what the MOT tester says on that. Got a scratch on the wing mirror cover there. I'll just buff that out as best as I can. On the passenger door, got a few light scratches there, but I'll just buff that out as best as I can. Same on this side. And on the back, what we've got here, we've got a Cooper. That's almost pretty much a brand new tyre. Loads of tread on that, about 6 to 7 mil tread on that one. And the wheels need a good clean. Brakes, bit rusty there. It has been sitting around. I haven't had this sitting around for a week or two now. Going into the back, which is the worst bit of the car in terms of bodywork. So the lady who bought the Mocha, she needed something slightly bigger. Her mum's in a wheelchair, so that's why we've got really bad marks, scratches along here, is where she's been taking a wheelchair inside and out of the boot. And it wasn't like she told me when she bought the car it wasn't like that, and that's what she's done unfortunately with the wheelchair. But it's one of those things. Depending on what I'm going to plan on to do with this one, I might leave the bumper as is and sell it for slightly cheaper, or the other option is to get the bumper done and then obviously increase the price. So it's something that I need to think about. This rear bumper on this side is slightly out there, probably from all the damage from being a wheelchair inside and out. We've got a matching Cooper tyre at the back here as well, and that's pretty much a brand new tyre. And the wheel just need a good clean. Got some marks, that's just dust there, that will come out. You've got some light scratches there, which should buff out with a good polish. And you've got a few marks there as well, which should come out with a polish and a good clean. Going across the roof, it's really dirty, just needs a good clean. What about the front brakes? Front brakes don't look as bad. It's got a bit of a lip on there, so we might have to get those changed. We'll see what the MOT tester says and what comes out from the MOT. Going into the car, check this out guys. If I've added this myself, it's going to take me a good few hours to get this one done. Can't believe people will leave the cars like that. Look at the state of that. But nothing a good valid can't fix. So being the elite spec, got full leather interior, which is nice. Got all around electric windows, electric side mirrors. And this is one of the main reasons why I bought the car and took the car into part exchange. It's an automatic, and we know how much in demand automatics are these days. I have no idea what that is, and I'm not going to touch that. Glue. We'll see we'll see. So yeah, you got all the heated seats at the front. Heated seats for the driver's side doesn't work, so that's something that we need to look into. Passenger side does work. Got controls for your audio and cruise control. So nice spec. Got some broken biscuits, mini cheddars, or whatever they are down there. Which is nice to see. Got central armrest. Leather seats all around. Glove compartment's good size. Automatic lights. And another big selling point of this car, got these pink protectors for your seatbelt, which is cool. So obviously I'll have to take them off before I sell the car. What else we got? I think we've got a 12-volt valve cigarette light connection down there. So let's have a look into the back of the vehicle. Getting leather seats in here. Overall are in bad condition. This needs a good clean. Got storage there, cup holders for your passengers in the rear, matching pink trimmed car mats, which is interesting. 1.6 petrol, like I said earlier. What we've got underneath here, got a little shelf, and you got the spare tyre, locking wheel nut, which is good. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, locking wheel nut. So I think overall, once it, oh, check that out. Look all that gunk there. So with a very good valet, really good valet on this one, I think it'll scrub out quite well. I'm not sure, I'm caught in two minds what to do with these. That's a transformer, isn't it? And then the poppy stickers and stuff. Is that hiding damage? Do I leave it on there? Do I take it off? I'm tempted to take it off, but then what happens if I need to then? It's hiding damage, and then I have to get this sprayed. So caught in two minds on that. That Vauxhall badge has seen better days. Can you get that off and get a new one potentially? I'll have to look into that. So let's have a look into the engine bay and see what the engine bay is looking like. So looking into the engine bay, apart from needing a good clean, it does look like a genuine, honest example. Let's have a feel of that belt there. That feels okay. I'll get my mechanic to check the belt. So it's a cam belt driven engine, so I'll have to look to see if the cam belt's done on the car, if there's any evidence of that. If not, we'll look into the paperwork and the mileage of the car. I might have to get that done. And there's a couple of issues with the car which we'll go through when we go through the paperwork, and that the coolant level there might give away one of the issues with the car. So look at the oil cap. No mayonnaise, which is good. So I'm pretty happy with this one, guys. We'll go through. Oh, there's a bit of. You can see. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. There's some oil there. So we'll have to get my mechanic to check that. Something leaking from the rocker cover, maybe. But we'll get it MOT'd. It's probably due a service. We'll go through the service paperwork, and then we'll get everything checked out by the mechanics. Because either way, if I retail it, doing the rear bumper or not, I have to make sure mechanically the car is good to go and it's a safe car and there's no issues, fingers crossed, going forward in the future, especially with the Consumer Rights Act and of 6 months where we are liable for any issues with the car which potentially were there at the point of sale. So let's get into the car and have a look at the paperwork. So when I took the car into part exchange or into stock, I didn't even go through all the paperwork myself, so I'm going through it with you for the first time. So I'll try and do this best I can without showing all the customer's details. So we've got 2 previous owners, which is good. It's a nice low ownership. What's in this envelope? Let's have a look in here. Oh, so that's the service book. Okay, so let's have a look what we've got in this. It's a duplicate. Okay, so what we've got in here. Do we have any? So we've got service history. So it says 2000. and 11. So we've got 14, 16, 17, 18, and that's all we have in the book. And what is this? This is the previous MOTs. So on the last MOT, we had rear tyres perishing, and the rear tyres on this are good, so they must have got changed. And then we've got offside front, one on the edge, and an oil leak, which I think we looked at in the engine bay, so that explains that. So short MOT, so MOT was done in a couple of days time, so we'll have to get in fresh new MOT, and that's just the booklets and stuff. So we've got part service history, so we'll give it an oil filter, air filter, fresh MOT, do all advisories, make sure the car is mechanically sound. So let me just top up the coolant on the car, and then rig up the camera, and then we'll go for a quick spin. So before you hand over your hard-earned cash and you're looking to buy a car either for yourself or to trade on, it's always worth doing a vehicle check. With Vehicle Score, they provide some of the most comprehensive services out there in terms of vehicle checks and vehicle history checks. And I've got a great deal for you. So you can use the code BADIA20 and the link in the description box down below to get 20% off your vehicle checks. So for the cost of a few pounds, you can get to check the history behind the vehicle you're looking to buy. So the checks will cover a number of things, such as to see if the mileage has been clocked, if the car's been in any accidents, if there's any finance behind the car. So all that kind of scary stuff is always worth checking before you hand over your hard-earned cash. So make sure you use the code BADIA20 and a link in the description box below before you purchase a car. So before I took the car into stock, I did a vehicle score check. So let's enter the reg into the website, RK11SZU, and let's get a score. And let's see what comes back with. So we've got good. So obviously the rating's out of 999. We've got 717, which is a good rating. You can check the ULEZ status on the car. It's ULEZ compliant, which is a good selling point. MOT pass rate 67, which isn't great, but it's okay. Average rating on the car of the similar age and mileage is 549, so we're good. So slightly above average. No mileage discrepancies found, and 6,500 miles per year on average. So looking good. What's the good bits about the car? So it's a long-term owner, and average yearly mileage is perfect. The bad bits: MOT due, vehicle is over 10 years old, and mileage is over 80. So we can have a look at the vehicle MOT history, which we've looked at earlier. So we've got an offside rear tyre, oil leak, near side rear tyre, and offside front tyre as well. And then you can look all over advisories and MOT failures, previous ones. And further down, we can also have a look at the vehicle lifespan and the estimated value, which is between 2.6 and 3.2, which isn't bad for what I paid for the car, which we'll go through later on. So I've just topped up the coolant in the car. So let's just turn the ignition on and see what warning messages we'll get. So just checking the system, we've got change engine oil soon, which is understandable since we don't have any service history since 2018. So check out my pink cushion for the seatbelt, and we've got a washer fluid low. Okay, past that. We've got engine management light on, so we'll have to get that checked out by our mechanic. So let's just go for a quick drive, see how it drives. Let's see if the heating works and the fans, all that stuff. So let's see if the air conditioning is working. Let's put it on low. AC. Direct it to us. Wow, that's cold. That's surprising. So we've got, switch it off now. So we've got working air conditioning, which is a good surprise. But we do have an engine management light on the car, which isn't good, but it seems to be driving fine. check the tracking out. Because I had a advisory for one of the front tyres saying it's worn on the inner edge or outer edge, I can't remember now. So that would suggest that the tracking's out, but tracking seems fine to me. So when we went through the engine bay and looking around the engine, I mentioned about the coolant being really low, and that is one of the reasons why the customer was getting rid of the car and part exchange it in. So we got a coolant leak in the engine, from the engine. So the customer says when she tops it up on her driveway, within like, when she looks out in a couple of hours time, you can see like coolant leaking. It's all over her driveway, and same as when she leaves the car parked up in car parks as well. So we need to get our mechanic onto that and to check that out. That could be a number of things, I guess. It most likely is the thermostat housing as well, so we'll have to get that checked. And another issue we have, which I'll see if we come across, which she mentioned, is sometimes when she stops at the traffic lights, she gets this warning message coming up about stability track, which I haven't really looked into, but not sure what that could be. And then I think the traction control light comes up, so I'm guessing it's something to do with the ABS sensor potentially. So there's a number of things that we need to do with the car to make sure it's mechanically sound before we put it up for retail. But it's driving fine. There's a little rattle from that. Where's that coming from? It's hard to say really. Sounds like some drop links potentially. Sounds like it's coming from the front. Let me just go over that. From the front passenger side, I think. Need to go over a hump really to see. Let me go down this road. This road's got a few humps, speed humps and stuff. Let's go over here. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that noise up. They've got some potholes here, which is, yeah, got something going on with that front passenger side, I think. But I'm sure MOT tests will pick that up. But in terms of actual brakes, steering, going in a straight line, actually saying that, it is slightly veering to the right, so I'll have to get the tracking done on the car. It's always hard to judge tracking when there's always cameras in the road and stuff. Let me just try it now again. Yeah, it's going slightly to the right, ever so slightly, so we'll get that checked anyway. Well, I'll take my car to get the tracking done. They do a free check anyway, so if it doesn't need to be done, not going to cost me anything to get it checked. But it's going through the gears fine. 1.6 petrol. Engine picks up decent speed, so I'm pretty happy with this. So a number of things we need to have a look at. Also, the driver's side heat seat's not working, so hopefully that's not an expensive fix. We'll have to see how that pans out. It's braking in a straight line, which is good. See if the wipers are working. Yep, wipers are working. Rear wiper, yep, all good. Let's see if the wind mirrors are working. Yep, wind mirrors are working. That is good. We top up the washer fluid as part of the service anyway, so let's clear that. 91,328 miles to be exact on the clock. So overall, guys, I'm pretty happy with this. It's pretty cool. So does all of the CD, radio and all that work? Oh, can you hear that? Cars. Don't know if you can hear that. I'll have to stop then. car was shaking ever so slightly, making a bit of a rumbling kind of sound, which she said it does sometimes, and then the traction light comes on, so we'll have to get that definitely looked into. So let's see if where's the volume? Yep, it is working, which is good. Electric windows all working. Nice. Temperature for the engine bang on halfway. It's not overheating or anything like that. So I'm just coming up to stop now. Let's see if it happens again. It's not happening now, typically. But overall, it definitely needs a good clean. It is ever so slightly then again vibrating a bit. Let's get on the dual carriage way. Let's get up to 40 and see how it does in terms of picking up speed. Going down this hill now, and it's got quite a few bumps in the road, a few potholes and stuff. But yeah, driving pretty smoothly. The steering could be down to that front, what's that, warning light. Always worrying when you hear one light come up and a warning sound come up when you're driving the car. Service vehicle soon. Definitely needs a service for sure. The service could fix a lot of these issues potentially, or some of these issues at least. Definitely help it drive smoother. So just joining the dual carriage way to put my foot down. Getting it to 50, it's 60 down here actually. And that's picked up speed fine. Actually, a really nice drive, to be fair. So I'm happy with this. It is looking potentially like a good buy. It is there again. It's almost hesitating a bit, the engine, for some reason. So let's get back to where I keep my cars, and we'll go through how much I bought it for. Actually, guys, pause the video now and comment down below how much you think I bought this car for. I did say this is probably the best, and probably will it be the best ever part exchange I'll ever get in. So that kind of suggests that I got it for a good price. So let me know in the comments down below what you think I paid for the car, and then once you've paused it on the other side of the video, we'll go through how much I bought it for and what the plan is with the car. Just parking up the car now, and you can hear the beeping, so the sensors on the rear are working. Let's just check the front sensors. Yep, front sensors are working, so that is good to know. So it's time for the big reveal. How much did I pay for this Vauxhall Astra 1.6 automatic? And I paid, drum roll, £100 for the car. So I was really surprised, to be fair. The customer who bought the Mocha was getting rid of it. She was going to scrap it, and I was surprised by what she was going to scrap it for. And she goes, no, I've had enough of the car. It's losing coolant, all that kind of stuff. Anything I can get for the car, which goes towards the Mocha, I'll be really happy with. So without seeing, this was over the phone before seeing the car. I didn't know the condition of the car really, and I was like, well, how much do you want for it? She goes, no, I'll be happy with £100. I was like, really, £100? And then I thought it'd be in really bad condition, and it is rough around the edges. But when I saw it in person, I was like, actually, with a bit of time and effort, you can get this up to a decent standard. It's got issues with the car, and normally I wouldn't buy a car with that many issues. The coolant's leaking, there's an error message about stability track. I think that's to do with the ABS sensor, potentially. The MOT is really short. It's only got a couple of days MOT left on the car, and it's quite rough in terms of the bodywork, especially that back bumper. So it's not something I would normally take into stock, but seeing that as a automatic is a big selling point. And I've actually got a customer potentially lined up for this as well. So a customer who bought a car from me, a 1.2 petrol Volkswagen Polo for their daughter. She needs a car for her mum. So she goes, Nora, have you got anything like smallish that would be ideal for her, for the mother, and not only needs her to like pop around and pot around town and stuff, automatic car. And I was like, well, I've potentially got this one. And she seemed like she was interested in the car. So potentially once I got this up ready for retail, I'll probably got it sold already. I had a look on Auto Trader this morning, and the recommended retail price on this car was around the 3.7 mark. So I know you comments in but down below will probably say to me, no, you ripped off that customer, like you only paid £100 for the car, you're going to sell it for 3,700. But it's not as simple as that. There's obviously the VAT man will be into the VAT margin scheme, because I've only paid £100 for the car, selling for 3,700. That difference I need to pay the VAT margin on. We don't know how much it's going to cost in terms of getting it through the MOT, the coolant leak, fixing the heated seat for the driver's side, that stability track warning message. So there's a couple of things, quite a few things we need to do with the car. We've got a flat tyre there, or almost flat tyre there, so that's probably suggests why the steering was a bit off. So we probably get into two tyres at the front as well. Bodywork potentially, if I get the bodywork done. So it's all going to stack up. I know I've got a decent margin in the car, but that's what the customer was happy for. She was happy to get £100 for the car, so maybe I should have offered her more. But then sometimes you win some and you lose some. In my previous video I had to pay out £300 odd for the air condenser, so sometimes you have to take these kind of wins as I'll probably see it, because you never know, on the next car you may make a loss. And I've got some cars that are sitting around like this one and the A-Class that haven't gone. So yeah, you win some and you lose some. I guess it's all part of the trade. So £100, guys, what do you guys think? I think it's probably a bargain, isn't it? Definitely, for sure, and probably the best part exchange I'll ever get. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Make sure if you're looking to buy a car, make sure you use Bearded20 when you're doing your vehicle score checks. Use the code in the description box down below. There's about 50% of you guys are watching the video aren't subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. This helps me and the channel out, it helps me to grow. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible, and when we hit that, I'll do some kind of giveaway. So it didn't cost you anything to subscribe, and you're in for winning something, which is always good. Also hit the notification bell button, because you can see in the next couple of videos how we get on with this one, how much it actually costs me to repair and fix and get it to retail standard. And then we can go through the figures if you guys want. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see the total figures on the car, how much it cost me to get it up ready. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care as always, and I'll see you in the next one.